forgive me, I know we're here to talk about Manchester City in the Premier League, but first of all, now that the dust has settled, I just wanted to ask you how everybody around the training ground is feeling after that amazing night on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, it was a nice morning on Thursday to arrive and to see everybody happy and enjoying the feeling after a big win and starting to organize things for the last week of the season that we now have, which is absolutely amazing and a big reward. No, it's nice, and at the same time is already second day and is already the day to prepare the next Premier League match and to prepare the next schedule for traveling, for the flights and so on. So schedule keeps us busy.
Planning for your trip to Istanbul, but of course fans as well planning a trip if they can get a ticket and they can get there. It's still quite a dangerous place in terms of COVID. Do you have sympathy with the argument for playing the game here in England?
I didn't know that there is an argument or like a discussion around it. Hear it for the first time. Well, honestly, I play it wherever it's played. We should have played in Istanbul last season, so it was not in Istanbul, it was in Portugal then. And now again, the situation is pretty heavy in Turkey at the moment. I think anything can change quite rapidly these days. So let's be open in the moment we prepare for the travel to Turkey.
But you would support, if that was what was decided, the game being played somewhere else?
Support will mean like that I get involved in this and I do not get involved. I do not get involved in these discussions or thoughts, because I have enough to do to prepare myself and the team for the upcoming matches. And I have full trust in everybody who decides this, that we do a reasonable decision. And it was like this when we were not quite sure where we play against Porto, first leg, second leg, and that's why I trust all people here at Chelsea who are involved in this and all other people who decide what's going to happen. But in the moment I prepare for a final in Istanbul.
Psychologically, in terms of setting down a marker, this game tomorrow against Manchester City, is it more important than just 3 points with the Champions League final obviously on the horizon?
Not so sure. I'm not so sure. I mean, the possibility that they can become champions if they win against us will not lower their ambitions and determination. So they have one more day to recover. They don't have to travel. Gives them a bit the upper hand because we saw how crucial that can be these days when they arrived in Wembley in the semi-final, and we had one more day. We had 2 home games in London, at least in London 2 games, and they had to travel from Dortmund, I think, and then again to London for this game. Had also like 1 day less than us, and I had the feeling that I could feel it on the sideline, that it gives us a bit the upper hand. So we have to deal with it, and I think that the final in Istanbul will be pretty unique, no matter what the score is tomorrow, no matter if we win or if they win or if we play a draw. I think that both teams will reflect enough that this one game in football and this special game in Istanbul can turn any result around. That is the outcome tomorrow. So I try to prepare it in a normal way. It's the challenge right now is to get to get our tiredness out of the legs and out of our brain to get a refocus. And this is the target right now, to be in good shape tomorrow, and then we see.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Alistair McGowan, BBC.
Hi, Tommy.
Hi.
I just want to ask you how important it is for you from a personal point of view to make it to the Champions League final after what happened last season.
like in terms of a revenge or like satisfying that I'm again there, no, I don't have these feelings in me. It's of course very satisfying on a personal level, but not because what happened in December. It's just because of the fact that I'm absolutely grateful to have the possibility to arrive again in a final, which is in Champions League, which is absolutely huge. I told you many times that I'm grateful that I have the chance to work in football in general and to work on this kind of level. I'm super grateful for all people around me who pushed me, who gave me confidence, who gave me trust. And to have a challenge now here in Chelsea feels so good from the first moment. And to arrive with this club and this team in Istanbul is a huge reward for me personally. But not in terms, like I said, that I have feelings like a revenge or like that it's extra satisfying that Paris is not there and I am there. I don't think in these terms. It's always a team effort. We tried hard with any team to have the biggest success, and it feels absolutely right where I am right now, and that's what I'm enjoying. And keep on going. I try to bring out the best in myself every day. And we have 2 big finals now and big matches in the league.
There's been a lot of talk this week about Mason Mount and Phil Foden being young English talents that can maybe boost England at the European Championships. I just wondered what you thought of those 2 players and how good young English players are at the minute. Does it surprise you at all?
They are example of how good young players can be and how good young players from England can be. They are the outstanding examples at the moment. I cannot speak for Phil Foden because he's not my player, but what I see is you see clearly the talent and the desire and the ability to decide any games on any level. So he's a huge player, and he gives me the impression that he is the same nice guy and the same clear character like Mason. About Mason I've spoken now many times. It's outstanding, and he has the full package in terms of mentality, of being humble, of work ethic, and of course of talent. So the national team can be very, very happy to arrive with these kind of players because they are absolutely reliable on highest level, and most important, they are hungry. And they are humble, and they behave exactly how you want to behave. Players in this age, they want to learn, they want to be better, and it seems like they don't feel the pressure, which is pretty amazing, and so can be happy. But before they arrive in Europe, in the European Championship, they both want to have the success for their teams, which means that they will play against each other in the final.
And just last of all, when you go up against Pep Guardiola, what sort of emotions does it stir in you?
First of all, if you play against Pep, you know that the most difficult games has arrived, because he is coach of the best teams in Europe now, and he leaves his footprints, and his style of play is full of courage and full of quality and full of flexibility, and his teams are always super hungry to win. He transforms any team into a winning machine. So it was like this with Barcelona, it was like this with Munich, and it's the same with Man City. They are the benchmark in the league, obviously. It's a big gap, but like we did in the semi-final, it's on us to close the gap for 90 minutes, and then we will do the same thing in the final, and we will arrive, especially in the final, full of confidence, because we have the feeling we deserve to be there, and we worked hard for that to be there. So, but once you arrive, like I said, against Pep, you know the level is high, and you need to be on your very best coaching level to push your team to full confidence, and to hopefully play on the best level, because like I said, they are used to win. They are very, very regular team on a highest level, and there's another big challenge tomorrow.
Moose, talk sport.
Hi Thomas, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Can I first ask you what success is this season? Is it winning all three things you go for, which are
all three, yeah.
Cup, Champions League, and top four?
Well, we will try exactly this, because I cannot judge now and judge any result higher or any outcome higher than the other one, because it does not work like this. For me, it never worked like this, not on youth level and not in professional level of football. That you judge your goals and make one goal more important than the other. It does not work like it. Reality is that you have to worship every day, and you have to stay with your feet on the ground, because if you arrive in a final, fact is you have nothing won yet, and we don't want to be participants in the final. We want to win it. This club is for achieving finals, but this club is for winning finals, and winning football games, and this is the target. So we do good if we keep our feet on the ground, if we keep our momentum going, if we keep our atmosphere, which is built on hard work, determination, good atmosphere, and the laughter every day, and a lot of respect and joy during the time that we spend together in Cobham here. And this is what we have to do. We have to absolutely focus on the process, and then we get hopefully the reward. We cannot focus on the result and on the reward at the end and determine success only by that, because that will bring us into a reactive position, and we don't want to be reactive. We want to work hard, that we earn the results, and this is what we did so far. And the challenge is to constantly keep on going every day, step by step.
So you're playing City tomorrow, and you've still got them in the Champions League final. I mean, are you going to play exactly the same way you did at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final, or are you going to keep your powder dry ahead of the Champions League final? What sort of tactics are you employing tomorrow?
Yeah, good question. Not decided yet. Like I said, we have 1 day less to recover, and we have an away game, so we have traveling today 1 day less, which is quite a key factor in these times of the season. So I can imagine that we maybe need some fresh legs and fresh minds tomorrow, some hungry guys who want to show and deserve to get a chance in a big fixture tomorrow. Yeah, if there will be any tactical new stuff tactically, I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet. I need to speak to everybody now and look at the data and look at who's available and who is a bit in an overload, and then we have a high possibility that we see some changes.
And just last one from me, you talk about fans maybe going to Istanbul for the final before. There will be fans at your last home game of the season, which will be a way back towards normality. Just your thought about that, and about seeing Stamford Bridge with home supporters, which you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Actually, it's so sad that we play so long without spectators, and we are almost get used to it, because we don't want to get used to it, and it changes the game completely. And this is not just words, it is like this. You simply cannot compare. And even with the guys waiting for us now in front of the stadium before the Madrid game and after the Madrid game, it was like instantly we were instantly excited and so happy for them, and you could feel the change of energy by having them around our supporters. So this is big news. We are absolutely excited to play with spectators in Wembley, and after that in a home game, Stamford Bridge, and of course at Aston Villa, and then hopefully also in Istanbul. This is first of all a step back to normality, but I hope that everybody stays safe. If we have these kind of matches, that is the most important, and we will never complain, but we can just say it and tell it out loud as a fact. The game is not the same game within empty stadiums.
Okay, we've got time for two more. One for Natalie and then Nick Purell to finish. Natalie.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
Still talking a little bit about the FA Cup match. How different do you imagine these 3 games, considering that they are kind of all decisive games in a way, and how does it feel to be on City's way in 2 titles now, the Champions League and the Premier League?
It feels good because it means that we are there. So we wanted to arrive. We had absolutely no favorites against whom we want to play, because first of all it was like we were absolutely focused on us and that we have the chance to play in Istanbul, and it was the same in the semi-final. We knew that this is maybe the toughest opponent right now in Europe that you can play, and it was the target to close the gap to City for 90 minutes, because this is what you can do in football. You never want to accept that there is any gap, and if you have the feeling you play another team like City, who is in the moment like the benchmark in the league, you step up and you try to close the gap for 90 minutes, and that is exactly what we did in Wembley. And so now it's a league game. They can be champions. They have one more day recovery. That gives them a little bit. It will not lower their expectations and their ambition and determination. So it's a big challenge for us. But listen, I mean, this is why we are here, and everybody who will play for Chelsea tomorrow, everybody of my team will be fully focused and determined to grab the best result possible at the Etihad, and then from there on we go. And the big challenge now is also to forget last Wednesday, because it will not help us tomorrow on the pitch. We should remember our performance and what we put into this game, but forget all the praise, forget all the positive feedback, forget the result, and we start back new.
Last question, Nick Purell.
Hi Thomas, could you just give us a quick injury update on how you fixed for the weekend, and then also just on Cesar Azpilicueta, obviously your club captain, and he's been so influential for you. It seems either if he does or doesn't play, and I just wondered if you could just sort of explain that influence and how much of a help I suppose that's been to you in the success you've had so far, and hopefully more to come.
Yeah, he's a huge factor, a key factor, and a key player for me in this club. He is what he for me expresses everything what I think is typical for Chelsea. He's a fighter, he's a team player. He does not accept limits. He's always available. He is top professional, and at the same time very nice guy, and a very deep in him, absolute team player, and a guy who loves sport and who does everything to play on this level. He's very self-aware, very self-reflected, and it's a pure pleasure to have him in the group. It was like this from the first moment. We had a strong connection from the first moment. I met a very honest, a very open young man, and who is so super reliable on the pitch, and who leaves his heart out there every time he steps on the pitch for us as a captain. Is a true leader on his personal way. It suits to his characteristic, and we are very happy. He plays all the time because he deserves to play all the time, and he's a key factor with his mentality, his mindset, and his ambition. For the injury list, does not change much in the moment. We have still one training now to go, but Kova is out, unfortunately, still. We hope to bring him back maybe for Wembley, but not for tomorrow, for Arsenal, and then hopefully for Wembley. It will be tight. It will be tight even for Arsenal, but for tomorrow he's sure out. Everybody else, I think, is available.
Okay, that's the end of the broadcast section. We're now going to do the